And we're live.
He
Welcome.
likes that. Yo.
How's it going?
All right, what's happening?
Well, you know,
Everyone.
same old.
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
It's a pandemic, nothing special.
Nah.
Yeah, all right. So I found something really cool.
Okay.
Really cool. Before I get to it, though, I do want to mention Tony Festino. Remember his GoFundMe page that we were talking about dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome?
Yes.
Check out his GoFundMe. It's in the link. You could donate, not donate, whatever you're so inclined, but check out his PJ dance challenge. We've danced on the street, danced on the ceiling, danced in the moonlight. Might as well dance in your PJs.
That's
So
right.
yeah, check it out. He's a great guy, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And
Links in the description.
yeah, so I found, watching a lot of reaction channels and seeing what they're doing, and everybody and their mother, quite literally, has reacted to AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Mm.
Kind of like, everyone's doing SRV and Hocus Pocus and Boston, and
Yeah.
there's some just notable big amazing reactions, and Thunderstruck is just this anthemic AC/DC classic song. We were never, I guess, that much into AC/DC because it was very very formulaic, and we wanted sort of that extra
Yeah.
stuff and progression, progressive stuff. And
I mean, there's nothing wrong. It's, good old rock and roll. It just, for me, it never really, there were few songs of theirs that ever did anything for me, really. Not sure why.
well, now
Just,
I look back on it now, like, I guess it's you got to compare it to what's out there in auto-tune land. This is like Beethoven now.
yeah.
So I'm digging that there's so much groove in their stuff, even though it's 4/4 straight ahead, two guitars, a bass, and a drummer.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it's some of it's very magical. And Thunderstruck is that kind of anthemic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone is. It's like Freddie Mercury, in Live Aid. Just everyone is doing He's leading that crowd better than
Right.
anybody with 73,000 people. AC/DC can do that the same way. It's just they're cult followers,
Right.
and it's so I found this take on, just like Puddles the Clown has his take, unique
Yeah.
style on a classic, which you love. This is a complete different take on Thunderstruck. Literally, They look like pig farmers.
Yep.
And you can't judge a book by its cover, I guess is the theme here. And I live in the fourth largest city in North America. This is the other end of the world that you just don't see.
Yeah.
And they're unbelievable. They have, I think, almost 120 million views.
Wow.
I mean, and you'll see at the end of today's broadcast, we're doing Abby the Spoon Lady, another rural viral sensation. And it just made me think, if anyone's going to benefit from the commerce side of YouTube, it should be these people.
Yeah.
It's just pure.
Never heard of it.
I mean,
you were telling me it's a viral video, and I haven't seen it, haven't heard it. So sounds interesting.
I'm not a big guy for the spoons or bluegrass, and but
I did love Spoon Man, that song.
That's right.
Yeah,
and you love spooning. So
of course, I love to use spoons.
Yeah, much better for rice. So I mean, you'll just see. This is just you can't stop watching it. It's just whether it's part of me was like, all right, it's enough, and then the other part was like, no, it isn't. And it's just
very cool. Looking forward to it.
Check out Thunderstruck. Let's start out with this, and it's great.
All right, here we go. All right, we're starting off with Steve and Seagulls.
Not to be confused with the karate master and Fender Stratocaster player, Steven Seagal.
Master? Really?
The legend. The legend.
All right, so Steve and Seagulls playing Thunderstruck. This ought to be good. like it better than the original.
It
This is
deserves
awesome.
so yeah, and,
Okay.
and the spoons is kind of a theme of the day. So.
Yeah.
I was caught in the middle of a railroad track. Moved around and I knew there was no turning back. My mind raced and I thought, what could I do? And I knew there was no help from you. Sound of the drums beating my heart. The thunder of guns tore me apart. You've been thunderstruck. Went down the highway, broke the limits, we hit the town. Went
perfect.
through the Texas, yeah, Texas, and we had some fun. We met some girls, some dancers who gave a good time. Broke all the rules, played all the fools, yeah, yeah, they blew our minds. I was shaking at the knees. Could I come again, please? Yeah, the ladies were too kind. You've been thunderstruck. 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 Thunderstruck.
I never thought I'd like banjo so much.
Yeah.
And I love that they're throwing in the mandolin and
Yeah.
their harmonies. Oh,
It's the best thing since Bella Fleck.
This is great.
I was shaking at the knees. Could I come again, please?
The bass.
You've been thunderstruck. 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 Say yeah, it's alright. Here, it's doing fine. Yeah, it's alright. Here, doing fine. Oh, thunderstruck. 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 You've been thunderstruck.
Oh man. Wow.
That's a winner.
That was awesome. I that's not what I expected at all.
Well, that
And-
was the point, I think.
And like I've said in the past, you know, I'm not a huge AC/DC fan, but wow, that's kind of like you know how when people cover a song and they make it better. That's how I feel this is. You know, like "Blinded by the Light" by Bruce Springsteen, his
yeah,
version,
yeah.
but Manfred Mann's
For
version is
sure.
awesome.
Man,
That's how I feel
it's the
about
opposite.
this.
Well, I mean, you know, AC/DC, I mean, it's you'll never see it again. You know, it's classic. And the whole song is, and they do the same thing. It's all about dynamics and building, and these guys really did that. Bass player was sick.
Oh man, everyone was. I mean, the banjo
And the funny
doing
thing
that
is-
picking. Oh, so
And so to play off what you're saying, I was never a huge AC/DC fan, I really don't like brush drumming. I don't like accordion. I don't like banjo. I'm not a huge stand-up bass. Yet it was amazing. So
don't forget the spoon.
and the spoons. Yeah,
The spoons,
you know,
man. That was
I
awesome.
guess in the past I never liked cowbell. Now I struggle to find more cowbell.
Of course.
You know,
What you need is more
Always.
cowbell.
the only prescription. He's not Jewish. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Bernie Sanders asking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
cowbell. What you need
The most
is more cowbell. The top
Or
10
Larry
or 1% need cowbell.
It's pretty good. It's more Larry David, but good.
Yeah, sure. That
So
was
yeah,
awesome.
that's
Great find. Great find.
check out his channel, Steven Seagal's. Again, don't look up, you know,
Yeah, the wrong one. Yeah,
or Katie Seagal or that.
right. Oh,
So
good.
yeah, unbelievable.
Love
And
it.
that's again, we're gonna play a clip from David Walliman and your guitar playing.
Yeah.
But this after this video, it led me to this Abby the Spoon Lady. We'll play after that.
Yeah.
Again, just captivating like that. With a great
I
guitar player.
can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
As far as this David Walliman video, so let me explain what it was. So David Walliman is a great guitar teacher who has a YouTube channel and his own website where he gives lessons. I've actually learned quite a lot from him, from his channel. I even bought some of his lessons. Great stuff. Highly recommended. He put out a challenge. I think it was at the end of last year in December, or early January.
Oh, it was a child. Okay, so
It was
you
a-
submitted.
Well,
I
yeah.
thought he found you randomly.
No. So he basically gave out a jam track, and it's a very short, like minute-long soundtrack, a jam track, backing track, and said, "What would you play over this?" And he opened submissions, and the rule
You
was
said the spoons, didn't you?
the rule for this was, don't just start jamming. Think about it before you actually create your video. Play through it a couple times and hum in your head or out loud. You hum a melody. Try to figure out how to tell a story with your guitar. Just thinking about some sort of melody, a theme, something that you repeat and come back to. And that's what all great solos are made of. That you remember them.
Sweet dreams.
But like David Gilmour, you remember his solos because they're thematic. They have a theme that he keeps returning back to and all that. So
Neil
that was
Schon is
the
another one that you always is like singing. Neil Schon.
yeah
Yeah,
exactly.
Like remember it like a singing melody. Yeah.
Exactly. And instead of just lots of tapping and notes and going up and down scales, this is more melodic. So that was his lesson, was trying to come up with melodic solos, not just random stuff. And so he sent out this jam track and said, submit your videos playing over this with that in mind. Originally the plan was that he was going to select some of the ones he wanted to feature on his site. But he decided to just go through all of them and critique all the solos. And by critique, I mean like very constructive criticism, nothing bad, just like, oh, that's awesome. I would have done this, or maybe you work on this technique or whatever. So I went ahead and entered that challenge. I recorded my little thematic solo. I will say that he got like, I don't know, close to 70 something submissions. So he's going through them on some live shows.
Yeah, I've seen
I think
there's 4 or 5 of them.
I think Monday's the last one. But he's going through each one. I was the 10th one in the first show. So the clip we're about to show you is his critique of my solo. It's very short, but it's interesting. I mean, he gives really good criticism and constructive criticism, and tells you what to work on. But
Well, we had both. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, it was a fun thing to do, and I learned a lot from not just his critique of my solo, but the critiques of everyone else's, because I could you'd hear them play, then you'd hear his advice to them, or his comments, and you learn from that. That's what I love about his method of teaching. Is it's not learn these scales, learn these chords, music theory. He does go into some of that stuff, but he's more about using the guitar to tell a story, and how you come up with things that people remember. Put your heart into it. Don't just be a robot, that sort of thing. And that's what I learned from him. So this challenge was a lot of fun, and I really hope he does more, because I'll definitely enter again.
No, it's pretty nice of him to have gone through all of them, because he's getting exposure from it. But it's his approach. We both, if you remember, we both knew of him.
Yeah.
And we were both telling each other about it. And he's just this really nice. He seems like a really genuine, sweet guy, a really amazing guitar player. And the teaching is the way I used to teach, because I didn't realize I was autistic, and I was teaching the way you think is an autistic, which is shortcuts, and it's a different way.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to show all the things that the guitar teachers never wanted to show you.
Right. Exactly.
They're like, you can't show you that if you hit the wrong note, you could always chromatically go to the next note and fix it. And he's showing you all of those things. It's the other way. And
exactly.
Did it from the back end, or showing you how to play an AC/DC song right away, really simply, and then we can make it more complicated.
Yeah.
But you're going to play a song day one. That was my whole. And he's like that in that way.
No, he's great, and I watch his channel all the time.
You should check it out. He's very big. Yeah, he's really a great teacher. So you sent it to me yesterday, and I was like, and you're like nonchalant about it. I would have been celebrating. This guy's, because we really love this guy, and it's gone the other way.
And the interesting thing is, he lives the next town over. He lives in Fort Collins, Colorado, and I'm in Loveland, Colorado. So he's like 10 miles away, which is cool.
It's boom.
All right, so let's not drag this out.
Play this real quick, and then I'll let you know what my reaction was. I just had those thoughts immediately.
So
when you sent it to me.
This is a long video that he had critiquing all these solos, and mine was the 10th one. So I'm at 34 minutes into the video when he got to mine. So here it is.
Well, let's take a listen to the next one. Ed, that's a familiar face. All right, Ed. Yes, the Satriani trick. Nice. With another extra.
He always starts with positive.
There's something about that. I'm a sucker for this. Da ba da ba ba. That interval. Ba ba. Yeah.
He's playing a solo.
I love it. Let's hear it again. It's so good.
Hear it again.
It's tasty. You seduced me. I'm in. Nice progression there. Yeah, you really followed the rules. That's good. Nice. Like sprinkling some cool stuff in between. That's good. Oh yeah.
Warble.
And an octave higher. Nice. See, at this point, I'm sold. You can do whatever you want, so that's fine. Go for it. I'm there. Yeah, yes. So Lee says great theme development. Yep, definitely. I agree. This is really good. Here's one suggestion.
Here's the critique.
So many players struggle with this, including me. But you've got the nervous vibrato going on, which is the You know, you play a note, and you kind of wiggle your finger really fast like this. So, or I'll do it in the right key. Maybe I'll add some a little bit of gain here. Let's see. So you've got this nervous vibrato going on.
He's
Like
totally
this
right.
that I see a lot, which is, it's not a bad thing, but I think for a melodic line that is so beautiful like this, a slower vibrato would be good. And the way you work on this is just to be conscious about it.
You can pause it here.
Yeah.
Maybe the vibrato will come a little bit.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I mean, he did this for, like 70 something people,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just walked. It's like a private lesson. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
he's-
now I know I have a
very
nervous
cool.
vibrato, and I need to work on that. I was playing
Well,
last
so
night,
that
and I was conscious of it. I'm like, oh, I better slow down my vibrato.
It's very common for that to be automatic. And so when you said that to me and I saw that, at first I was overjoyed. I was like a proud papa. It was cool. And, good for you. And, but he's exactly right. I've always seen that in your playing.
That's
You always
funny.
have
I never
been-
even noticed it just happens. So
it's something that I don't communicate necessarily always. And that's not something you bring up, but I always know that was a nervous tick. It was just a compulsion. It was a self-conscious move. But it's apparently really common.
yeah,
Because I thought back to, and he's right about the rest of it, because you're love the melodic minor blues and the
Yeah.
Dorian scale and that da, 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 that's what
Yeah,
he's talking
yeah.
about. And I love
so
that
you
too.
remember
It's
it.
just,
Yeah.
of course, it's
Yeah.
it's my pitch, but but I always saw that in your playing, and it's I think it was Joe Satriani. I thought back to a lesson that he was teaching. He I think got taught by a jazz pianist named I think it was Lenny Tristano, and he was telling Satch, he said, so try and just play a note, but just the note.
Yeah.
And he realized that he was always
Vibrato.
adding English. So you start practicing scales, just the note.
Yeah.
So just completely without it, stripped, because then you want to build and tell a story.
Yeah.
So you can start from the neutral and then, okay, now do I add English? Do I go low? Do I go high? And you build the story and you take away that automatic reflex of doing that. And it's a pretty brilliant, but yet simplistic kind of thing.
I was very happy, first of all, that, he watched my video and critiqued it. But I was happy that the critique he had is something that I can easily work on. And
That's
he
right.
pointed out something that I never realized I did. And afterwards, I picked up the guitar and I started playing. And I'm like, oh my God, he's totally right. I do that every time I hold a note. I'm doing that like total. It sounds like a sheep.
Yeah, but I've always
I've never noticed that. It's just the way I've always played. So I need to, now I'm more conscious of it because of what he said. And I'll
Well, I always
work
knew
on
there was something there, but he knew to point exactly
Point it
to it
out.
because he looked for that, and
Yeah.
it's cool. And it also made me think the difference in our brains and the way we play and why we mesh together.
Yeah.
Is Seals and Crofts of Simon and Garfunkel, that kind of, they're different stuff, but it meshes.
Right.
So to me, when I've always watched your playing, you've always been to me, the I guess the term that came to me was cerebral noodler. That's the way I think of your playing, because when you're holding the neck, and I notice you do between riffs or between notes, you'll kind of go like this.
Oh,
And you're looking for the next. You have a bunch of signature licks and you're looking for that one, and you don't want to hit that bad note, where I kind of fly off seat of my pants, shoot my load and worry about it later.
Well,
And
what's
my
funny?
brain is different.
It's funny that you say that.
And I
because,
think both envied each other's what we didn't have. And that's
but
what made
it's
it.
funny you mentioned that because I feel that in the last 2 years, maybe, I've overcome that kind of like looking for the next lick because of David Walliman, because he's
Yes.
the one that watching his videos and everything, I started learning that there is no bad note, because if you hit a bad note, like you said, slide it up one, slide it down one, you're good. And it almost sounds like you meant to do that.
That's right.
So at that point, I started just playing with abandon and
That's
realizing that the more important thing is to understand the intervals in your head and know that if I'm on this note, I know that if I go down one fret, it's not going to sound good. So I need to go down two. And you start learning the fretboard that way, just sonically, and so it's, he's broken me out of a lot of bad habits, including this. So very cool. David,
it's a very
thank you.
typical guitar player thing to play a great solo but you fucked up one note and that's all you're going to think about.
Exactly.
And and so that's just inherent, and that's you had that block for a long time.
Yeah.
Of where because I hate that, the wrong.
But now I don't care.
It didn't hit, or it hit wrong. Who gives a shit? It's art,
Yeah.
and you see
Right.
that comes with time, and you start to be all right. It's
Yeah.
older and mature, and it's shown. That's why you were on the video, so it's all good. But
Well,
I
thanks.
saw that, and when I thought of the Satriani thing, that's that Tristano approach is a way you can now
Yeah.
clean that up, and then just even be more smoother, and you'll then get the confidence.
And that's why I keep doing this. I just I want to get to that point where I feel very confident when I pick up a guitar. Right now, like that one, I worked on a lot before I submitted the video, because I wanted to come up with a melody that was catchy and something I could repeat. So a lot of it, I wouldn't say it was written out, but I played it multiple times before recording it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, some of the
thanks.
best session guitar players chart out their music, or it's
Oh, yeah.
charted out by
Of course.
Steely Dan or whatever it is. So yeah.
Yeah.
And that's nothing wrong with that.
And there's
but
room.
You mix
There's
improv.
room for noodling within that structure.
Right.
That's kind of the thing, is like you can totally play a structured, written out sort of solo with room for improv inside of it.
That's right.
So
That's right. When you're young, you don't think about this cerebral stuff. You just want to play fast.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
So it's.
I still want to
it's all
play
about
fast,
growth.
but whatever.
But you're comfortable within your own, and if you
Yeah.
improve, great. If you don't, but it's come a long way. So congratulations, that was good, and definitely check out David Wallman's channel, especially if you're guitar players. Cause
Yeah, I'll have to add the link to the
fantastic.
description. I forgot to add that when we went live, but I'll add it after.
Cool. Well, so then let's head to close with Abby, the Spoon Lady,
Yes.
who is in North Carolina. She's literally playing on her front porch. And again, if somebody should benefit from Commerce, just get her a pair of shoes. It's again, you don't know what to expect. And it's just this natural musical genius from somewhere in U.S.
So is this
So
an
it's-
original? It's called Angels in Heaven by Chris
Yeah, I believe
Rodrigues
so.
and the Spoon Lady.
I don't know if it's his music. I imagine it is, and he's quite good, especially at the end. You sort of see some licks when they're ending.
Yeah.
He's also stomping the foot, keeping the
Oh,
beat, and it was again something that maybe I wouldn't have normally watched before, but it was so captivating I couldn't stop. And this is
All
one
right.
of their favorite pieces, apparently. So
All right, let's check out Angels in Heaven by Chris Rodrigues and the Spoon Lady. Wow, those spoons are very sharp. Ooh, okay.
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed slowly.
has a groove.
I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed, Lord. I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done sign my name. The angels in heaven done sign my name.
Hound dog.
I know my ticket in my right hand. The angels in heaven done sign my name. I'm on my way to the promised land. The angels in heaven done sign my name. If you don't believe that I've been redeemed, the angels in heaven done sign my name. Just follow me down to the Jordan stream. The angels in heaven done sign my name. And I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed, Lord. And I know I've been changed. The angels in heaven done sign my name. The angels in heaven done sign my name. The angels in heaven done sign my name.
That was cool. That was very bluesy, swampy, sort of, down home country. I loved it.
I mean, it's so stripped down
Yeah.
to the most basic seventh chords and
Yep.
no. I mean, it's just so raw, like the most simple. There's nothing complex about
Yeah.
what you're looking at. Yet the story behind this woman.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a book here too, and just that's like almost like a picture. What's that picture with the farmer and
Oh, yeah.
classic
American
photo.
Gothic. Yeah.
It's kind of like there's a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
Yet it starts
But
with
it's
just a
simple
roots.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Now I loved his resonator guitar, his little foot thing he had to do the rhythm, and then
Yeah.
she had the little bell in front. Very cool. And
He's
she's really
obviously
good
a player.
on
You saw
spoons.
again the end licks that he did.
Yeah.
He's got some things going on for sure.
I don't know where they're from or anything, but
I think it's
but to
North
me-
Carolina.
Okay, so I was thinking it was almost Louisiana swamp sort
That's
of.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of like that sort of
Mississippi,
thing.
Alabama. Yeah.
I just pictured someone in a little raft going down a swampy river, and you hear the music in the background, and just humid, and I don't know. That's
Well,
kind
if
of
you
the
remember, we
impression I
traveled to Syracuse college, and I think halfway was Fayetteville, North Carolina. If you remember.
Yeah,
I believe that's true. I don't know how to remember that, but the outskirts of that area is like that. So that's where I think
Yeah.
kind of where she's at. The
no,
hills.
very cool. Just for two people, it sounds amazingly full for being so simple and having so few instruments. Very
And like, yeah,
Very cool.
it's like appreciating simple stuff that I would never pay attention to in the past.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
It's very
That's catchy
organic and great.
and his voice was perfect for that. It's got that
Yeah.
that kind of twang to it that just matched it perfectly.
Yeah,
No, very cool. I like
because
that.
he's really featured. I mean, he's got to drive that thing, and it,
Right.
Yeah, he's got a little gravel in there, and
Yeah,
very cool. Yeah,
nice. So we start with the spoons, end with the spoons.
yeah. Look, if I can't physically get out of the city, that was just cool.
Yeah. That was your bird that just flew by you, right?
Yeah, it was the second one. Yeah. You like some rural cats too.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Doug, for bringing both these to my attention, because these were both awesome. I especially liked Thunderstruck.
Yeah, me too.
That just kicked butt.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, again, check out his channel. I think I was looking for other stuff too, just in case, and I saw the first thing was My Sharona. So that could be, how the hell do those guys know My Sharona?
Oh, they
So
do. Oh
it's-
man, yeah.
I mean, so that
We're
could
gonna
be
have to do-
that dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So who knows what the hell they do there? I'm sure it's a lot of fun. So we'll
Well,
have to go back
don't
to
watch it. We'll react to it at some point, both of us, so that we, it's more genuine.
Well, I picked Thunderstruck because I think My Sharona has like 70,000 views.
Yeah.
But then when you AC/DC and Thunderstruck has 120 million. So that's what it's AC/DC is just that
they
wide of an appeal.
Command that type of audience. Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in everybody's core library. Not everybody, but most people's core library. Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, it's in that category. And again, Angus Young, he's 5'3.5", and his guitar is bigger than him. But you got to respect that this guy. We always talk about little hands.
Yeah.
He's a tiny, and he's so.
That's why I
great,
always wore
and
the
he doesn't-
schoolboy uniform.
And he still, to this day, closing 70, I think, he still moves. He's constantly moving. It's pretty incredible.
He really made the SG way more popular as far as the guitar. He always played an SG.
Well, and that's because it fit his hands. And
Yeah.
the frets are.
Yeah.
And that's why he could only do that. And it was also lighter,
Yeah.
About
that's a
3.5,
very light guitar, yeah.
The tallest guy in that band is about 5'6", the bass player.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. But
Crazy.
monster sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Al Pacino acting. So,
Well, and
short out there.
like Back in Black is that sound. I mean, you think of an SG, you think of that song, and you think of that sound, and it is iconic for sure.
And Brian Johnson just strutting out there, and he didn't always have that was an AC/DC voice. He was a crooner in the past.
Yeah.
With a very lower voice.
Yeah.
So it's iconic.
Yeah. No, great stuff. Great stuff.
Cool.
Hey guys, if you like this, please hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified whenever we go live, whenever we put out any videos.
The comments are important too. Make your comment. I mean, you only live once.
Yeah.
And life's going, so be heard.
Yeah, let us know how you're liking the live shows. We like doing them. I feel like they're more genuine, more organic. Things just happen, and we can't take it back.
Well, and once we're done, smoothing it out, we have the live chat, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Well, until next time, everyone. Rock and roll.
All right then.